This is my latest one here. Set Me on Fire.
Lie to me, lie again. Take the shortcut, just pretend. No need for patience, no choice to make. Take credit for the fake. I'm everything you've heard before. There's nothing new, but you want more. Unshakable and so much fun. Best be careful of the loaded gun. Hey, don't worry, you can lie to me. One step further from the truth. Set me on fire shamelessly. I can't tell, for heaven's sake. Is this another big mistake? Another big mistake. Another big mistake. You don't have to meditate. Don't need to learn from your mistakes. Is there no shame? But don't forget, what you feel is what you get. Hey, don't worry, you can lie to me. One step further from the truth. Set me on fire shamelessly. I can't tell, for heaven's sake. Is this another big set me on fire? Hey, don't worry, you can lie to me. One step further from the truth. Set me on fire shamelessly. I can't tell, for heaven's sake. Is this another big mistake? Another big mistake. Another big mistake. Another big mistake. Another big mistake.
Alright, so how I wrote this tune. What I first did, let's see if I can get you more light here. Okay, I got a bunch of wires hanging out here. Whatever. So what I first did, as I was interested in this resolution here, flat 6 to 1, and then followed by an augmented fifth to 1. I liked those resolutions. I was singing Christmas songs, and they used those resolutions quite a bit. And I thought, oh, that's perfect. I love that resolution. So I had taken notes over the last, as I do, I read books. And the books I was reading at the time, just to name a few, was I was reading Deep Acceptance by Jeff Foster. That's the main. There were other ones, but that was a really good book. Anyway, and I was listening to Kurt Elling, The Question, fabulous record if you want to learn about vocal agility. He's fantastic. And I was listening to old 60s, 70s jazz like Kenny Burrell, that kind of thing. And a fine singer from England, I believe, Stacey Kent, of course, Gregory Porter, and some experimental stuff. So if you're interested, that's the kind of stuff. I listen to mostly old jazz stuff. It's just so nice. Anyway, that's what I like to listen to as I was writing this tune. And so I'm going to flip you back to what I'm looking at. So when I was looking at those chords, reading along, and I was going through all kinds of stuff, writing. And what I do, as I said before, I'll read and I'll write lines that I just feel good about. They sound good. I don't care. Read, write. Somebody tells me stuff. And then I wrote, I'm on fire. I went, oh, that's kind of cool, because I feel I was on fire. Because having experienced the AI thing that happened to me, I just got on fire. I said, well, there you go. So, of course, this tune is basically about AI and being ironic and whatnot. my facetious sense of humor, irony. Anyway, I'm just enjoying myself. Basically, that's my main objective. And so I go along. I don't want to bore you here. And then the tune starts taking shape. I get kind of a verse and this kind of stuff. When I came up with the chords, I just started, playing around with G6s. I like sixes and nines, as you know from my previous videos. But you can see I just start playing around, and my ear tells me feelings, nothing more than feelings. I use feelings to say, oh, that feels good. Off we go. And then you can see some of the lines, just for heaven's sake. Some of it was, as they call it, one off the first ramp off the highway. I don't look for difficult rhymes. It just comes out and I go, that works. Other times I don't take the first ramp off the highway. I go a little further. I do a little thesaurus search, but not always. A lot of great songs were written first off the highway. Anyway, I won't get into that because I'll babble forever. So there we go. I got my lines come up, and then the lines come along, and then I got a first verse. I start putting verse together, and here you can see I started figuring out. Oh, I'm gonna figure out the shape. Sorry, not the shape. Well, the shape, yeah. The chorus, verse, whatever. So I'm going along, and then I needed a break, and because it's about AI and it's all about the ridiculousness of AI and using AI as a tool, blah, 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 blah. I took notice of a song that I heard, that I sing often, Green, Green Grass at Home. You might have heard it from, what's his name there? It's not unusual. I can't remember his name now. He's always got his open shirt and whatnot. Tom Jones, there it is. So I like the chord progression that Tom Jones used in the Green, Green Grass at Home. He didn't write it, but somebody wrote it for him. I was really, just beautiful chord progression. I thought, I'd like to use that chord progression. So I screwed around a lot with it here. I tried different stuff. You can see I'm playing around. Watch my finger. Woo, woo. Okay. So anyway, I really like that. I thought that would be a nice break. Just do something really odd, but that actually works with the ear. Just odd. Like sets you off. Like, what? I love what? I just like making people go, what? What the hell is that? So anyway, that's what I did, and that actually came out to this section here, as you can see in my final copy, the break. I ended up messing around with it, and it ends up looking with, this is an inversion, right? And then chromatic movement's lovely for emotion. You can't go wrong with chromatic movement. And then, of course, you put a diminished in there. And I just did something strange. I put a seventh over an A. It just works. My ear, I go to the chord encyclopedia, and I had a D7, and I said, well, what could I use a D7? What, and the voicings, what am I going to do with the D7? My ear tells me. And the little hook that I wrote, that was just a hook. That just my ear. I just started playing, and it just came out. And, of course, I have another song called Another Big Mistake, because I would have called this one Another Big Mistake, but I already had a song. So it's all good. So my hook is kind of really another big mistake, but I'm on fire. That's why I use the words in the break, set me on fire. So there you go. And of course, I couldn't help but think of the Doors, but I did not use any of the Doors melody. So, okay, I think I got it covered. I don't want to bore anybody, but here I'll turn it around. And what else can I say? I think that's probably about it. Yeah, so you can see I just explore, again, using feelings. That's the bottom line, man. And I'm a nut for chord. Like if a chord's, that's why we're musicians. And that's why we love music. You don't have to be a musician. You love music. There's my talent. I love music. Most people love music. We're all musically talented because we love music. It's a skill. I'm not talented. I'm developed a skill over time. And anybody can do this. Just possibility. You just do it. You just do it. Well, I was one quote I was reading in a book, Body and Mind. I can't remember what the author was, but she said, you make your choices and then you make the best choice you can, you think is the right choice. We all do. And then as cliche as it is, I love cliches, then you make your choice right. It sounds cheesy and cliche, but it is. And it's true, you just go from there. So songwriting is a bit like that too. You choose, you move, and then you go, oh, is this right? Can I make this right? There's no wrong. You just do stuff. I'm just an old guy doing stuff.
No need for patience, no choice to make.
Anyway, thank you very much. Love, keep doing what you're doing and just keep going. Have fun. That's it. Be kind, loving, all that stuff. Oh, another great little quote. It says, try to do everything. I can't remember this quote, but everything I do, or I don't know how to say this. Everything, I try to respond and act in the most loving way I can. That's pretty simple, but I just love that. I certainly don't do that all the time, but I try. And I do. Sometimes I don't, whatever. Okay, thanks a lot. Ciao for now.